Good morning, students. So I've given you this particular task yesterday to calculate the self weight of this particular conical part. Have you done it? All the procedure was told to you how it has to be done. Taking the average diameter and assuming the thickness 400 mm, we can get the perimeter, and when perimeter is multiplied with the dimensions and the unit weight as 25 kilonewton per meter cube, is going to give you the concentrated load. Now dividing that concentrated load, you can always get the, if you want it in UDL, you have to divide it with the parameter. If you want to use it as a concentrated load, you can simply use it in kilonewton. Slanting height, surface area we have found out, thickness into surface area. Total surface area of the conical dome into the thickness multiply. That is why I have drawn the figure also here. So when you multiply the total perimeter, total surface area, that is pi d into height. So how many of you have found out the value? After, as I have written here, mass is equal to density into volume. This all we know. Volume we have already found out, 55.5 meter cube. Multiplying the surface area into the thickness. Just multiplying this volume with the unit weight in kilonewton per meter cube, we will get the weight in kilonewton. So this is the value which we are getting. This is the self weight of conical dome. Total load for the design of the conical dome, as we have found out in the above components. This was the first part. One, two, same thing. 1047. That is the weight of the water. and whatever the load is coming from the upside onto the conical dome as the V1 component. So this is the first one. One, this is two, and self weight of this is the third component. Adding all the three components, after finding out, we will get the total load as this one. Total load as a concentrated single load. Now we want to conical dome is a containment system. As I have written it here, I will just enlarge it. हमारे बीम कॉलम जॉइंट में बीम में क्या होता है? दे आर फ्रेम सिस्टम्स. दे आर बीइंग सॉल्व्ड यूजिंग द moment and shear, bending moment diagram and shear force diagram. But जो भी हमारे पास वॉल होती है या शेल टाइप सिस्टम होता है, they are evaluated based upon the stresses coming onto the system compared with the permissible stresses as per Indian standard 456 if it is concrete, and as per Indian standard 800 if it is a steel. So but this is water tanks again. Different type of structures have got their own different permissible stresses, so we are going to evaluate those. Now you can see we have got the total load. This value. We have to find out the thrust due to this. Now we have got the two things here. Whenever we have got this type of load is available to us, we have got two things. Meridional thrust and hoop stress. So we will check. I have written it in green color here. We will check for the meridional thrust in this direction. That is along the height. That is in the vertical direction, like this. And we are going to design for the hoop stress. That is in the lateral direction. So in the lateral direction, we will design for hoop stress and we will initially check for the meridional thrust. So this is the load we have got. Parameter at the bottom level. When we divide it, we will get 566.06 kilonewton per meter. So it will become force. This will become force when we divide it like this. Using this particular formula, V2 cos phi. We have to simply put the value of V2 and cos phi. Phi, I have told you that we can find it out using this. D minus D1 upon 2 is going to give us value 2.75, and 0.2 D is going to give us 2.8. So using P upon B, that is phi is equal to tangent inverse 0.98 अगर आप यूज करोगे तो 44.48 आएगा. If you use 45 exactly, अगर आप 0.98 को round off करके 1 करते हो, so it will be 1. At tangent inverse, we know that phi is equal to 45 degree. So you have to just put the value which you have got from here. And then thrust. फोर्स हमने निकाल लिया, अब हमें स्ट्रेस चेक करना है. Remember, I have written here in green color that we have to check it. We are going to check whether it is safe in meridional thrust or not. So it is simply going to be stress is equal to force upon area. Force we have already evaluated as thrust, which is 403.88 kilonewton per meter. So this force divided by the area we have assumed 400 mm as the thickness of the conical dome, and it is going to be used per meter, that is 1000 mm. So area is going to be 1000 mm into 400 mm. So it is coming out to be 1.01 Newton per mm square, which is less than 6 Newton per mm square. Hence it is safe. So these values you can get again from IS 3370. Whatever permissible stress values are there in direct compression, in tension, or direct compression in bending, sigma CBC, sigma CT, these all values can be taken for different grades of reinforcement and different grades of concrete from IS 3370. This was the checking part corresponding to meridional thrust. Now, if we are going to do the design for the hoop tension, for design for hoop tension, we are required to find out the two values P and Q. One is corresponding to the water load coming at the level of the conical dome, at the top level of the conical dome and at the bottom level of the conical dome, and one load is the self weight of the conical dome, because that earlier what we have calculated was corresponding to the meridional thrust. Now in case of hoop stress, we will be finding out corresponding per meter run. That is, हम 1 मीटर का ब्लॉक लेंगे, 1 मीटर in this direction, one meter in this direction and 1 meter in this direction. So this is going to be 1 meter and this is going to be 1 meter at the bottom. You can see it is, अगर मैं इसको ऐसे draw करूं तो it will be something like this. So this is a portion of your conical dome corresponding to hoop stress. The force is coming from this side. So 1 meter in vertical direction downside like this, slant height, and 1 meter the perimeter portion, the top curved part. So approximately we can take it as a vertical thing. So that will give us the value of Q, which is going to be the thickness multiplied with the 1 meter curved length and 1 meter slant height, will give you the total weight, its own weight, self weight, multiplied with the unit weight of the concrete, which will give us 10 kilonewton per meter square as the self weight force. P is going to be corresponding to the weight of the water, that is thrust or hoop stress coming due to water, lateral thrust which is coming due to water, that is the depth, because we are taking at the top of dome. This we have taken top of dome. So that means if I go back, it is here at this level. So the height, this height is 5.5 we are having. In our numerical, it is 5.5. So unit weight of water into the depth will generate the hoop stress at that level. And when we consider the hoop stress at the bottom level, we will add this particular depth. When we will try to generate the hoop stress at this particular level, we will add this depth for the water consideration, which is coming out to be, actually it is 2.8. This much is 2.8, but if you take out the average, because the total will come out something else. This is minimum and this is maximum. So if you calculate somewhere here, it will be correct to use that depth. Waqar Ahmed, वकार अहमद, आप रोज लेट एंटर करते हो क्लास में. आप अटेंडेंस के लिए आते हो क्या क्लास में? So depending upon this, we have to evaluate value P and Q. And phi we have already evaluated. We have to just put the value of P and Q into this formula. D is going to be always when we are evaluating at the top of the dome. At top it is 14 and at bottom it is 8.5. So let me see if I've drawn the figure. So this is top part, this part is 14 and this part we are having 8.5. So when we will evaluate the hoop stress at this level, it is better to consider the depth for this portion, average depth, and even diameter is going to become this one. So when we put the values P and Q into this formula, we will get the total hoop tension in the terms of 337.94 kilonewton. And similarly, as we have done earlier also, that is stress is equal to force upon area. So area is going to go into the numerator onto the left hand side of the is equal to sign, and stress is going to come into the denominator onto the right hand side. That will give us area of steel required against the hoop tension generated at the top dome level, which is going to come up 2253 mm square. And we can easily provide 12 mm dia bars, making the total reinforcement half on each face. So half on each face means 1126.5 mm square. Now if you are using 12 mm dia bar, 12 mm means approximately 110 or 105 mm square for each bar. So it will, if I see, I can get 11 bars from here. 11 bars means 10 spacing. 10 spacing, when I divide 1000 by 10, I get 100 mm. So that will be 12 mm dia bar at the spacing of 100 mm center to center. See, the same detailing is coming out, 12 mm dia bar at the spacing of 100 mm center to center. Now, if we want to find out the area of concrete, although we have designed, we have assumed the thickness as 400 mm, but if we want to find out the area of concrete corresponding to Hoops test, we can simply find it out using the same formula where we have put the limiting tensile stress onto the left hand side and the tensile force in the numerator and area of steel and modular ratio into the denominator, and we get area of concrete as this one. Now if we want to find out, this is the total area of concrete. If we want to check it, we can check it by finding out the dividing it with 1000. So we will get, because 1000 is the length per unit meter we are considering. Here also for load calculation we have considered the same. So when we divide, we will get 235.17, which is less than 400 mm, which we have assumed. So 400 mm thickness of the conical dome we have assumed is correct. Now the same calculation which we have done, as I've just told you, at this level. At this level, we have done the calculation for the hoop tension. The same calculation we are required to perform at this particular level, at the bottom level of the conical dome. Let us see how we can do it. Now the force due to water, or it is going to add on, because the depth of the tank has extended beyond at the bottom level. So here we have added 2.8, which is maximum level. So you can straight away add H3. You can straight away add H3 to the 5.5 meter depth. And now you can see at the bottom level, the stress due to water is going to increase because the volume of water is increasing. So it has increased from 53.9. It has increased from 53.9 to 81.34. But the other thing, it has increased, but you can see that the other force, the dia has reduced. There it was d by 2, that means 14 upon 2. 7 मीटर से हम उसको मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे थे. ह्यूप स्ट्रेस हम लेटर डायरेक्शन में लेते हैं. It is a stress, it is a force which is into the lateral direction. That is why we multiply it with the d by 2, half of the dia, because half is considered to be acting on the other side. But you can see there it was multiplied with 7 meters, so hoop stress was more. Now here the diameter has reduced. It is 8.5 by 2. Now 8.5 by 2 is going to come 4.25. So when you multiply with 4.25, it will less, because 5 is same, 10 is same. Only thing which is changing is this one, that is the weight of the water. But this weight of water cannot bring much of the effect. So it is always going to come, come less as compared to the hoop stress at the top part. So similarly, you can see after the whole calculation, we are getting 900 mm square here. And on each phase, it is coming out 450 mm square. This area of reinforcement is very less as compared to at the top. It is almost 1/3. it is almost one third of the reinforcement what we are getting at the top. So you can continue the same reinforcement what you have got at the top part due to hoop stress till the bottom of the conical dome. See here we are getting 8 mm at the rate of 110 mm center to center, which is quite less as compared to the top part. Now design of bottom spherical dome. Bottom spherical dome, you can see here, this is the bottom spherical dome. This is the volume we are concerned about. This is the volume we are required to subtract from the total volume to consider to find out the meridional thrust and hoop stress. So accordingly, as we have done the design of the dome in the first problem and in the second, even in this particular numerical only. This way we are going to do it. This was the design of top dome. The only thing is there will be the change of the procedure is going to remain same. There will be change in forces. Self weight you can easily find out corresponding assuming a particular thickness. Let us say 200 mm. Here we have taken the thickness 75 mm. The reason being, again, there is no load above that particular dome part. Here, all the water load is coming onto that dome eventually. So, there are three components which are responsible to take all the load. One is conical dome, another is this spherical dome, and the bottom girder. So, that is why the thickness cannot be taken 75 mm. Live load is not required here, so it is not applicable here. So self weight and the weight due to water is going to be the total load. Diameter is 8.5. This we know very well. Central rise is 2 meter. That is at the center of the spherical dome, which is 2 meter. At the drop on the other side, it is 2.8 meter. Because this we have evaluated earlier also. While we have done the proportioning of the members. This is H4. This is H4, which is D upon 7. So D upon 7 means 14 upon 7. 14 upon 7 is equal to 2 meter. So this central rise is 2 meter. This radius of dome R2 is given by, this is the radius which is the radius subtended at the center of the dome, and it is similarly found out as we have done earlier also, putting the values of the diameter here, and this is the unknown value R2, which is the radius. This is the formula has been used everywhere. So this is the known value and this is the unknown value. So from here, the R2 is we are going to get the R2 as 5.52 meter. which will be required to find out the phi value as we have done earlier, similar in that manner. We find out using either tangent, if you are using P upon B, and we are using going to use cos if you are using H upon B. So you can use either way, or because this is going to be the part again as we have done earlier. This is unknown part. This is known to us. This is unknown. This is unknown. So that is why if I draw a triangle here like this cannot be used. And if we are trying to find out this particular phi value, if I'm trying to find out this one, so it can always be used using hypotenuse H, and that is RP, P upon H. Either it can be used using the sine theta, or accordingly you can do it. This solution we have done earlier also. So we have assumed the thickness of dome here as 250 mm. You can start from 200 if required, but actually whatever we are doing, 250 is correct. It is going to come safe. We cannot assume 75 here, as I have already told, that all the load from above is going to come down to three components: the spherical dome, the bottom girder, and the conical dome. These are going to be having maximum stress. Now self weight you can easily find out as we have done here, finding out the value in per meter square. Either you can use it in per meter square, or you can use it as a concentrated load. So simply finding out the surface area and multiplying that surface area with the thickness, you will get the volume. That multiplying that volume with the unit weight 25 kilonewton per meter cube, you will get the concentrated load. The same thing has been done here. That is 2 pi r H T. This becomes your surface area. This becomes the surface area. This becomes the thickness. This is the thickness T, and this is the unit weight. When you multiply all these three things, you will get the concentrated load total, one concentrated load due to the self weight of the dome. But for designing this meridional thrust and corresponding to hoop stress, we never use the concentrated load. This we know very well. Weight of water, that is the whatever total volume we are getting, subtracting the volume beneath, as I have explained earlier also here. So this volume has to be subtracted for considering the total volume of the tank. Total volume of the tank, subtracting this, we will get the volume responsible for any kind of stress onto the surface of the dome. So that is why subtracting this particular volume, we will get 3573.0 kilonewton as the total weight of water. Now adding the self weight and this, we are getting one single load in one concentrated load which is acting downward like this. One concentrated load which is acting downward. But we never take concentrated load acting downward as per the design, whether we are taking meridional thrust or hoop stress. So we are always going to require per meter square. So we are going to divide it with the area on which it is going to be acting, which is simply pi r square. अगर हम सर्कल का एरिया निकालते हैं तो हम इसको क्योंकि इट इज नॉट अ टू डायमेंशनल सर्कल तो है नहीं, it is a curved three-dimensional dome, but still we can take pi r square here. So dividing this concentrated load which is acting from upside with the area of the circle, we will get the pressure in per meter square, which is like this. You can see we have got a pressure which is acting from upside in per meter square. जब इस कंसंट्रेटेड लोड को आप एरिया से डिवाइड करोगे तो प्रेशर में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा. And this load per unit area you can use for designing this particular part. So we will see, we will finish it off for today. We will finish it off here.